Welcome to your Daily Revolution podcast. Today's topic, death, divorce, and destiny. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
My name is Setema, Gali, the founder and creator of the Prosperity Revolution, a global movement that helps you to get out of scarcity and into prosperity every single day. A movement where people have value, things do not, where money is a result of helping people, where you're rewarded for creating value for others, and where prosperity is not the result of luck, but a predictable steps and formulas, and where happiness is the ultimate goal.
Whoa, ho, ho, and welcome to the podcast, man. So good to be with you guys. Another beautiful day here in sunny Southern California. Now, I know a lot of people look at California like, I hate California. You look at LA, you look at San Francisco, that's not where I live. I live in like the Garden of Eden, the most beautiful spot, sunny Southern South Orange County. Like, I can't speak for San Diego. I can speak for LA. They crazy up there. I avoid LAX. I avoid Los Angeles. But man, Orange County is amazing. And I gotta just speak on it because it is beautiful down here. But let's jump into the podcast today. I digress. So divorce and death and destiny. What's this podcast about? I know a lot of people, I'm in my mid 40s and as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, I coach people. I coach and work with executives and owners and entrepreneurs and coaches and fitnesspreneurs and marketers and people who run amazing businesses, mortgage, real estate, investors, right? All kinds of incredible people. I love my circle of champions. I love my champions huddle. I love my inner circle. I love the people that are in our groups and that we can help them to go be the best versions of themselves. And man, I coach people often who are going through divorce. And it's not easy. See, I grew up in a home where there was religious conversations, faith conversations, Jesus conversations, principled conversations. My parents got divorced. And I wanted to share just a really personal podcast. Number one, if you're going through divorce or you know someone who's going through divorce, I know it's not easy. Even when you know divorce is the right move. It is the best move. It is the move that should have been done years ago, but you held on, which is normal. A lot of people hold on. They try to make it work. I get it. Right? I do the same thing. I'm going to go all in on this thing. And once you know that divorce is imminent and it is inevitable, it's the right thing to do. It hurts. And I want to just share with you, and again, whether it's divorce or the crumbling of a relationship or the destruction of a business or the passing of a loved one, right? Death. It's not easy. I know that it's hard. It sucks, especially if you've been cheated on or if your spouse left you. It's not easy. And it's true. Like when you say it's not fair, of course it's not fair. And here's what the reason I'm leaving this. See, whether it's death of a loved one, and we've had a number of our close family members, aunties, uncles, cousins, who have passed away in the last year. A lot. And there's funerals and we celebrate. See, death is a part of life. And if you get into marriage, divorce is a possibility. Now, I know there's people that say, quitting's not an option. Of course it's an option. Divorce is an option. And I'm sharing this because if you're going through that right now, whether it's a divorce from a business partner, a death of a loved one, if you're going through these things, I want you to know something. I know it is so hard. It is dark. It is depressing. It is discouraging. One moment you're happy. The next moment you're just like, it's dark and you're confused and you're discouraged and then you're depressed. And then you cry and then you sob and then you kind of go into pity and then you're like, why God? Why? I did everything right. But see, here's what I know about divorce. Because I've seen it firsthand. I've seen people go through it. I've seen a lot of people. I think most people, they know people going through divorce. I learned from my parents' divorce. I'm grateful they got divorced. I am now. Back then I wasn't. And it sparked and ignited this fuel inside of me that caused me to be the husband who I am today. I said I will never go through that. I never want to go through that ever, because it sucked as a child. I was in 4th grade, 5th grade. We basically, I don't remember any, like my parents, my mom was already out. My dad worked all the time. We'd get up, make our own food, go to school, come home. Like it was hard. And because of the divorce of my parents, I learned from it. And it changed me to the man who I am today. And if you're going through a divorce right now, I promise that it is not the end. It's not. And I know it's easy for me to say that, but if you have ears to hear and a heart to understand and eyes to see what I'm saying, it is not the end. The death of a loved one is not the end. I'm so grateful for what I believe spiritually, that after death, there is more than just what we have on this planet. And if divorce is what you're going through, and if death is what you have faced, let me share something with you, right? It is not your circumstances and your situations that determine your destiny. It is your decisions. Your decisions determine your destiny. Your decisions, what you choose. And so if it's dark and it's depressing and it's hard right now, and if you know someone going through this, send them the podcast. If it is dark, if it is depressing, if you are discouraged, if you are in despair, I know it is hard as hell. But ultimately, your decisions will determine your destiny and your destination, where you end up arriving to. Which means what? You got to pick yourself up today. And you got to put one foot in front of the other. And you got to go wash your face off. And you got to get ready, strap up the shoes and boots and roll your sleeves up. And you got to go to work today, because the work you do today, the choices you make today, the decisions that you decide, this is what I got to do today, right here, right now. It's like planting the seeds for the future. And if you don't plant the seeds today, you are by default planning for a famine of happiness, a famine of results, a famine of production. A very good friend of mine, her father passed away. And she's been in this funk. Actually, her father and mother. So their parents have passed away last year. She's just been in this funk. And I get on the phone with her. And she's like, I'm just stuck. I'm like, oh, well, okay. So I listen. And then I'm like, oh, I got to pull out Thor's hammer. And so I put my hand on, grab my hammer, and I just, like, metaphorically speaking, I just hit her. I'm like, is this what your mom and dad sacrificed for? Is this what they did so you could sit in pity and despair and be depressed? Like, get your ass up and go to work. Because your decisions today determine the destination of tomorrow. Your decisions today, right here, right now. And I know it's hard, which means you got to get up. You got to find a reason to move. You got to find a why that gets you up and get you going. You got to find it. This morning, last night, right? I fell asleep on the couch. I'm talking to my wife, and I've asked her if I ever fall asleep while we're talking, just turn the light off and let me sleep. Well, I wake up about 1:30 in the morning. I look at my watch. I'm like, oh, shoot. But I wake up because I'm like, I got to use the bathroom. So I walk to the bathroom. I'm like, gosh, darn it. I walk upstairs to my bed. I lay in there. And from like 2 o'clock to about 5 o'clock, I just lay there. Now, I don't look at my phone because I know that's going to hurt me. So I just lay there. And then my alarm goes off, which is it's a light alarm. So the light gradually turns on and then it's bright. So I can okay. So I don't need to keep my phone or noises. And I laid there for about 30 minutes, exhausted. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go to the gym, but my guys are waiting. And I'm like, oh man. And then I thought about my dad and my mom. And I thought about my parents this morning. And in the darkness of my bedroom, in the stillness of the morning, and my exhaustion and fatigue, thinking about my mom and dad getting up to go to work, getting up to go to swing shifts and graveyard shifts and provide for 9 kids growing up and come crossing the ocean, man, that put fire into my belly. And I got up and I got to the gym and I knocked it out. You see, I found my reason. I found something. And you got to do that every single day. As an entrepreneur, you're going to feel discouraged and depressed, and you're not going to want to do the work. I don't feel like doing the work. You're not going to feel like it. Guess what, my friends? The greatest people on the planet, they do it even if they don't feel like it. They do the work regardless of how they feel. They do not let circumstances and situations determine the behavior. They decide, I'm going to do this, and then they do it. So as an entrepreneur, that's what you got to do. As a husband and father, or as a wife and a mother, I'm a father. I'm a husband. There's many days where I don't want to go play catch. I'm exhausted. But to see my little son, even like yesterday, he's like, Dad, let's play, come shoot hoops with me. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And so we shot for probably 30 minutes, and he's doing layups. Like he's doing real layups, on the right side, left leg, jumping out the left leg, right knee coming up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, son. And come to find out my wife worked with him on the holiday on Monday. To see his smile, I made like 5 shots in a row. And he's like, you're so good, Dad. I'm like, nah, son, I'm just trained. And you can be trained too. God put in that work. You see, I didn't want to, but deep down in my heart, I know what I want ultimately. My friend, whether it's divorce, whether it's depression, whether it's discouragement, I know it's hard. And I know, when I say I know, there's been many a days where I sat in my bed, or I sat in my car, where I just like, God, man, I need strength. Please give me something. And then I had to reach deep in my heart and my soul to find that thing. Sometimes it's my wife for her. Sometimes it's for my boys. Sometimes it's for the clients who I know I got to show them how we do this. Sometimes it's to honor my mom and dad. Sometimes it's my duty to God. And sometimes it's just because I said I would, to be a man of my word, to be a man of integrity. So whether it's death or whether it's divorce or whether it's depression, my friends, it is your decisions that determine your destiny. So what will you do today? What decisions can you make spiritually to get back on track and to get in alignment with your values, with your faith? What can you do today, right here, right now? What can you decide to do today to strengthen your marriage, to fall in love? See, that's another point. We'll talk about that in another podcast. I am so in love with my wife. I refuse to fall out of love with my wife. And so I touch her and I caress her and I kiss her and I text her. And I love this woman so much. As is evident, we went to breakfast today. What can you do in your business to determine a direct vision and path to the destination that you desire? What's one thing you can do right here, right now? Right? What's the work that you can do right here, right now, even if you don't feel like it? And of course, physically, what can you do right here, right now to just get your body moving so that 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months from now, you are in the destination of where you want to be? Physically fit, spiritually in tune, relationally sound, and meaningful connection, and of course, financially abundant. My friends, if this has been helpful for you, I invite you. I've got a couple seats left for immersion. It is our 4-day experience. It is our 4-day flagship program that changes, that transforms, that absolutely alters everything in someone's world. If that is you, my friend, if you know I need something radical, I need something game-changing, I want you to shoot a text message to 314-753-6555. That's 314-753-6555. One more time, 314-753-6555. That's Sean, S-H-A-W-N. Just say, Sean, I want to come spend 4 days with Setema. He'll get on the phone with you and he's going to have a conversation. This is geared towards high-level entrepreneurs, business owners, and or even hungry people. People who are like, I gotta change my life. It is not cheap. It is not easy. It'll like bust you up and turn you inside out and get you so cleared and focused. So if that's something you want to do, shoot him a text message. I appreciate you guys listening. And if you want to partake in my monthly coaching, championshuddle.com, check that out. I appreciate you listening. Remember, your decisions, you, my friend, you and what you decide to do today, your choices lead to your destination and your destiny. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you so much. God bless you. God bless America. Let's go.
Let's go! This is your daily revolution. Live in prosperity, we show you how to do it. There's no luck about it, we got the strategic blueprint. This is your daily revolution. You already know. And if you don't, then check my resume. Turning pressure into possibilities every day. Y'all can win and live our unique purpose. We change our mindsets and put the work in. This is your daily revolution. Daily revolution. Revolution. Your daily revolution podcast.